Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends the Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue 2025 on National Youth Day. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to attend Donald Trump's swearing-in on 20th January. The world's largest spiritual gathering to begin at Prayagraj in India on Monday. And wildfires spread into new areas in Los Angeles on the U.S. West Coast. Death toll rises to 16. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is participating in the Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue 2025 on Sunday in New Delhi on the occasion of National Youth Day, commemorating the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. The Prime Minister visited an exhibition at Bharat Mandapam and interacted with the youths present there. In a unique setting, the Prime Minister will also join the young leaders for lunch, giving them an opportunity to directly share their ideas, experiences and aspirations with him. The Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue is in line with the Prime Minister's Independence Day call to involve 100,000 youths in politics without political affiliations, offering them a national platform to turn their ideas for a Viksit Bharat into reality. During the event, young leaders will present innovative ideas and solutions to address some of India's most pressing challenges. Paying homage to Swami Vivekananda on his birth anniversary, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a social media post called him an eternal inspiration for youth, adding that he continues to ignite passion and purpose in young minds. The Prime Minister said, "We are committed to fulfilling his vision of a strong and developed India."
ये दिन उस महापुरुष को समर्पित है जिसने गुलामी के कालखंड में भारत को नई ऊर्जा से भर दिया। स्वामी विवेकानंद जी भी कहते थे, भारत की उम्मीदें, भारत के युवाओं के चरित्र उनकी प्रतिबद्धता पर टिकी है, उनकी बौद्धिकता पर टिकी है। स्वामी विवेकानंद का ये मार्गदर्शन भारत के युवा के लिए बहुत बड़ी प्रेरणा है। आज इस तेजी से बदलते विश्व में स्वामी विवेकानंद जी दो संदेश हर युवा के जीवन का हिस्सा होने चाहिए। ये दो संदेश हैं, इंस्टीट्यूशन और इनोवेशन। इंस्टीट्यूशन तब बनता है जब हम अपने विचार को विस्तार देते हैं, टीम स्पिरिट से काम करते हैं। आज हर युवा को चाहिए कि वो अपनी इंडिविजुअल सक्सेस को टीम सक्सेस के रूप में विस्तार दे। यही टीम स्पिरिट टीम इंडिया के रूप में विकसित भारत को आगे ले जाएगा। मैं इस अवसर पर स्वामी विवेकानंद जी के चरणों में नमन करता हूं। मैं आप सभी को राष्ट्रीय युवा दिवस की शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
India celebrates 12th January as National Youth Day. The day commemorates the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, a philosopher, thinker and a patron of the youth in India. Debyundu Mondal has more.
January the 12th is observed as National Youth Day across India every year. The day honors Swami Vivekananda, a spiritual leader and youth icon who's revered greatly for his contributions, ideas and philosophies globally. Swami Vivekananda, the great philosopher, thinker and the greatest patron of the youth in India, was born on the 12th of January in 1863 on the posh Krishna Saptami Tithi in Kolkata. Every year since 1984, the Government of India is now observing the 12th of January as the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda and the National Youth Day, along with the week commencing from that day as the National Youth Week. In 2025, National Youth Day will take on even greater importance, offering an opportunity to empower young individuals to take action, embrace leadership and bring about meaningful change in their communities. Now, this year's celebrations promise to focus on inspiring the next generation to continue striving towards a brighter and more inclusive future. It acknowledges the potential of youth and their contribution to the country's future. By remembering Swami Vivekananda's teachings, it encourages the young individuals to strive for excellence, as Swami Vivekananda's life exemplified the power of self-discipline and the pursuit of excellence. His quotes inspire youth to aspire for greatness. Develop leadership skills, as Swami Vivekananda emphasized leadership by example, urging youth to cultivate strong character and moral integrity. Focus on national progress, as he envisioned a progressive India driven by the energy and vision of its youth. Today, National Youth Day encourages youth to take active roles in nation building. With a vision of empowering the youth, the Government of India is extensively organizing youth-centric events so that the teachings of Swami Vivekananda can be transcended beyond the boundaries. Deepika's report for DD India.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will represent India at the swearing-in ceremony of US President-elect Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States on the 20th of January. The Ministry of External Affairs said on Sunday that External Affairs Minister Jaishankar will also have meetings with representatives of the incoming Trump administration during his visit to the US. The minister will be attending the ceremony on the invitation of the Trump-Vance Inaugural Committee. Ukraine claims to have captured 2 North Korean soldiers while fighting for Moscow in Russia's Kursk region. It said the North Koreans had been transferred to Kyiv for questioning with the help of South Korea's NIS intelligence agency. Ukraine's security service, the SBU, said one of the soldiers had been captured with a Russian military document with the name of another person registered in Russia, while the other did not have any document. It's the first time Ukraine has announced the capture of North Korean soldiers alive since their entry into the conflict last autumn. Meanwhile, Russia claims to have gained control of the settlement of Shevchenko near the logistical center of Pokrovsk, that's a key Russian target in its advance through Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region. The report by Russia's defense ministry also said its troops launched strikes carried out by aircraft, drones and missiles on Ukrainian military airfields and energy infrastructure that service its army. South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol will not attend the first hearing of his impeachment trial in the Constitutional Court next week over safety concerns. His lawyer has accused the Corruption Investigation Office and the police of trying to execute illegal and invalid arrest warrants. Earlier this month, an attempt to arrest Yoon failed after an hour-long standoff with security personnel at the president's heavily guarded compound in central Seoul. On 3rd December, Yoon imposed a short-lived martial law that triggered South Korea's worst political crisis in decades. Moving on, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is sending a high-level delegation, including the chiefs of Mossad and Shin Bet security agencies, to Qatar for talks on a deal to secure the release of hostages held in Gaza. The announcement comes after U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's West Asia envoy Steve Witkoff travelled to Israel to meet Netanyahu as part of diplomatic efforts to secure a ceasefire in Gaza. On Friday, Steve Witkoff met the Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani to discuss the latest developments in the region, especially the efforts aimed at reaching a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, the Israeli military said 4 of its soldiers have been killed in conflict in northern Gaza. 5 others were also injured, with 2 in critical condition. The Sudanese military and its allies have recaptured a key city in Sudan, chasing out a paramilitary group that the United States accused last week of genocide. The recapture of Wad Madani, the capital of Jazeera province, took place more than a year after it fell to the Rapid Support Forces. Wad Madani had previously been a haven for displaced families in the early months of the war. The army also on Saturday continued its operations on the city of Bahri, part of the greater capital, where it has also made advances in recent months. The conflict in Sudan started in April 2023, which has killed more than 28,000 people, forced millions to flee their homes, and left some families eating grass in a desperate attempt to survive as famine hits parts of the country. France on Saturday handed over its second army base in Chad as part of an agreement with the country's authorities to withdraw its military forces by the end of January. Chad, in late November, abruptly ended military cooperation with its former colonial ruler, and French troops began leaving the country in late December. Around 100 troops left the Abeche base on Saturday after equipment convoys departed Friday evening. The French army had around 1,000 personnel in Chad. French soldiers and fighter aircraft have been stationed in Chad almost continuously since the country's independence in 1960, helping to train the Chadian military. The Palisades fire is burning dramatically over parts of Los Angeles, California. A new evacuation alert has been cautioned in LA. Despite various attempts to control the fire, experts caution that weather conditions, including wind gusts, could make matters worse. Ragini Sudhir Chore has more.
At least 16 dead and 13 missing, and numerous infrastructures engulfed into fire. The devastating visuals coming out from Palisades wildfire in Los Angeles is horrifying. Expanded into an additional 1,000 acres, spreading into the Mandeville Canyon neighborhood, the fire continues to pose new threat as authorities command evacuation. Smoke was seen rising from a stretch of the 72-mile-long freeway on January 11th. Weather conditions are expected to worsen over the next 72 hours, further stoking the blaze. Evacuation orders throughout Los Angeles area now cover 153,000 residents, putting 57,000 structures at risk. Starting on January 7th, the ongoing series of catastrophic wildfires has expanded to 6 simultaneous blaze ripping across Los Angeles County neighborhoods.
Elevated critical fire weather conditions are predicted to begin this evening and continue through Wednesday. Moderate to locally strong Santa Ana winds will affect Los Angeles County today and tomorrow, and again Monday through Wednesday. The Los Angeles County Fire Department will be prepared. These winds, combined with low humidities and low fuel moistures, will keep the fire threat in Los Angeles County high.
To gauge control over the situation, air tankers dropped flame retardant and helicopters doused smoky ridgelines with water. However, climate scientists from University of California, Los Angeles suggest that the situation is not over yet.
The weather conditions upcoming look pretty bad, to be quite honest, from a fire weather perspective. In fact, actually worse even than I mentioned yesterday.
Total economic losses forecast as high as $150 billion, including those of preliminary damage and economic loss. A humanitarian team from Mexico has been deployed to fight the fires burning in Southern California. Palisades fire has spread into the Mandeville Canyon neighborhood. It also threatened to jump into Brentwood, where celebrities live and play. The National Weather Service warned of worsening Santa Ana winds that it predicted would pick up on Saturday night into Sunday. Biden's major disaster declaration unlocked federal assistance as U.S. grapples with the world cluster of fires in Los Angeles history. Ragini Sudhir Chaure for DD India.
Japan is covered under a heavy blanket of snow accumulating in major regions, becoming a reason for disruption. Heavy snow along the Sea of continues to be wild. More than double the usual amount has accumulated in some regions. Aga town in Niigata Prefecture recorded 81 centimeters of snow on Saturday. The snow disrupted bullet train operations and forced the closure of some sections of expressways and national roads. Residents of the French overseas territory of Mayotte are bracing for another storm just weeks after the Indian Ocean archipelago was devastated by a deadly cyclone. The storm is expected to bring high winds and heavy rainfall, prompting authorities to place a red weather alert from 1900 GMT on Saturday. The storm is expected to reach the northeastern coast of Madagascar before moving off the coast of southern Mayotte on Sunday. The French Weather Service, Meteo France, said it could be reclassified as a cyclone by Monday morning. Residents were advised to seek shelter and stock up on food and water. Right, now take a look at what else is making news around the world. The Hong Kong government has ordered the culling of all pigs in a farm in Yuen Long after samples collected tested positive for the African swine fever virus. The pig farm in Wong Nai Tun, affected by the virus, has already been closed. The virus caused a hemorrhagic fever with high mortality rates in domestic pigs. In France, at least 20 people were injured after two trams collided in Strasbourg. The accident took place in a tunnel when one tram switched tracks and collided with a stationary tram at Strasbourg's central station. Around 50 people are in a state of relative emergency. In Bolivia, indigenous communities and officials celebrated the Day of Coca leaf tradition on Saturday. Coca leaves are a huge part of the Bolivian culture and significantly adhere economic potential. Bolivia's President Luis Arce advocated for the declassification of the coca leaf to enable its global export, emphasizing its traditional and industrial uses. Thailand's Chiang Rai province in north has unveiled an extraordinary blend of art, culture and innovation with its latest rainbow rice field creation. This year's design draws inspiration from the Year of the Dragon in the Chinese zodiac and the province's mascot, the four-eared, five-eyed deity. The result is a breathtaking depiction of a dragon intertwined with a cat, symbolizing resilience and hope. Still to come on DD India Live. India's capital New Delhi experiences dense fog as icy winds intensify a cold wave. And archaeologists make new discoveries at Vietnam's King Thien Palace.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked, we just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. The campaign for Germany's snap election is slowly and steadily gaining ground. The country will go to the polls on 23rd February. Whether the election will signal a shift in Germany's politics or not is a million-dollar question. Aarti Rana reports on the contest between the far-right AfD party and the Liberals.
Social Democratic Party, SPD, is the leading coalition which is led by Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The SPD has faced challenges in maintaining unity within the coalition. Despite strong international positions on issues like the EU and climate change, domestic challenges related to economic issues, migration and public opinion have sometimes hurt the party's popularity. Though majority of the 600 delegates confirmed Chancellor Olaf Scholz as the party's top candidate again on Saturday, the 66-year-old Scholz governing coalition of the SPD and neoliberal Free Democrats, FDP, failed dramatically at the end of 2024. The Chancellor emphasized that the upcoming election was fundamental for the direction of future Germany.
The next 4 years will be crucial. What we need now is clarity. What we need now is level-headedness. And we need experience so that our country can get through this difficult time in one piece. In other words, this is not time for a big talks. This is not the time for old age recipes. This is not the time for politics at the expense of ordinary people. Or to put it briefly, this is not the time for CSU or CDU in Germany.
Ist nicht die Zeit für CDU, CSU in Deutschland.
The Christian Democratic Union, CDU, and its Bavarian sister party, Christian Social Unit, CSU, are the main opposition parties. After losing the 2021 election to the SPD, they are still rebuilding their position. CDU party leader Friedrich Merz criticized Chancellor Olaf Scholz at a party convention in Hamburg on Saturday for his strategy for dealing with future US President Donald Trump.
I can only advise us on the European side, regardless of everything that happens in Washington from 20th of January, to be prepared for the fact that we will have to become stronger, that we will have to become more united, that we will have to become more cohesive, and that we will have to defend ourselves better in defense policy. Regardless of whether the figure being discussed is 2%, 3%, 5% or 10%, we must be able to defend ourselves.
The Greens and FDP are partners in the current ruling coalition. A strong showing from the CDU, Greens or FDP could lead to new coalition formations, possibly challenging the SPD's leadership in the coming years. There is also a growing trend of populism and conservatism across Europe. That's why many see the AfD continues to gain traction, particularly among voters dissatisfied with mainstream parties, especially in Eastern Germany. AfD nominated co-leader Alice Weidel as their chancellor candidate on Saturday. In Wiedel's speech after her official nomination at the party congress, she vowed to close borders, end the energy transition and abandon EU climate policy, called for longer operating times for coal-fired power plants and the reopening of Nord Stream. The AfD has got second position at 21.5% in a recent INSA poll ahead of the February 23rd general election, with the CDU in the lead. The February 2025 election will likely be a crucial moment for Germany. Germany's role in Ukraine conflict, NATO and global trade could also be influenced by the results of the election, as the political leadership might change its approach to these important international issues. It will be interesting to see whether German voters go with liberal politics or get attracted to conservatism. Aarti Rana's report for DD India.
Voting is underway in Croatia in the presidential runoff. According to opinion polls, incumbent President Zoran Milanovic is well ahead of his main challenger, Dragan Primorac. Milanovic won the first round of polls, which were held on 29th December. However, the runoff is happening as Milanovic fell nearly 5,000 votes short of a majority. Croatia's president cannot veto laws but has a say in foreign policy, defense and security matters. And now to all the news from the Maha Kumbh, the largest gathering of humans on the planet. Preparations for the Maha Kumbh are in full swing in India's northern state of Uttar Pradesh. and Prayagraj is leaving no stone unturned to ensure a safe, clean and spiritual experience for millions of pilgrims. In the run-up to the same, the National Mission for Clean Ganga has taken the lead in organizing a massive cleanliness drive accompanied by awareness campaigns. These efforts aim to maintain the sanctity of the Ganga and its surroundings during the sacred event. Meanwhile, in a step towards ensuring security, a joint team comprising the National Security Guard, the Uttar Pradesh Police, the UP Anti-Terrorism Squad, the UP PAC conducted a high-level mock drill. This exercise demonstrated their readiness to handle any contingencies during the event. Adding to the grand preparations, a laser show has been organized at the Sangam. The dazzling display of lights gave visitors a glimpse of the grandeur that awaits them during Maha Kumbh. The city of Prayagraj is decked up to host the Maha Kumbh. Unified Payments Interface, India's instant payment system, is coming in handy for devotees who find it convenient and secure. DD India's Siddharth Bharadwaj reports on the utility of technology at the world's largest festival of faith.
I'm at Maha Kumbh 2025, the largest religious gathering on earth, where around 450 to 500 million people are expected to participate. This is a place where tradition meets technology. For example, UPI. The way UPI has transformed the lives of people is truly incredible. And here at Maha Kumbh 2025, it is creating waves. With over 450 million people expected to attend, the need for seamless transactions has never been more crucial. UPI is enabling devotees to make payments swiftly and securely with just a tap of their phones. With its ease of use, UPI is providing a faster and safer way to transact, reducing the need for physical cash and helping maintain smoother crowd flow at this massive event. Whether it's buying food, offerings or souvenirs, the UPI allows pilgrims to make quick and cashless payments. Just a tap on the phone and you're done.
जब से यूपीआई स्टार्ट हुआ है तो तब से कस्टमर और वेंडर्स के बीच में जो रिलेशन है बहुत अच्छा हो चुका है। कोई किसी प्रकार की धोखाधड़ी नहीं होती है।
यूपीआई के थ्रू हम लोग अपना पेमेंट कर लेते हैं। हमको ज़्यादा सुविधाजनक भी महसूस हो रहा है, इससे सेफ भी महसूस हो रहा है, कैश लेकर नहीं चलना पड़ रहा है।
It is also simplifying payments for vendors, making it easier for them to handle the volume of transactions while keeping their operations smooth and transparent. See, it is this simple. In this sea of millions, UPI ensures that technology becomes a bridge, making the Maha Kumbh 2025 experience not just spiritual, but also seamlessly connected with the digital age. With camera person Rakesh Kumar, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in Prayagraj.
Right, moving on, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Sonar Tunnel project in Jammu and Kashmir on Monday. The Sonar Tunnel project, around 12 kilometers long, has been constructed at a cost of over 2,700 crore rupees. It comprises the Sonar main tunnel, an egress tunnel and approach roads. This tunnel will provide all-weather connectivity between Srinagar and Sonar en route to Leh. Meanwhile, sharing a social media post of Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, the Prime Minister said he was eagerly waiting for his visit to Sonar for the inauguration of the tunnel. India's capital New Delhi experienced dense fog on Sunday as icy winds intensified a cold wave. The chill reduced visibility, disrupted transport and drove many homeless people to night shelters. According to the India Meteorological Department, minimum temperatures are expected to drop to 10 degrees Celsius on Sunday. The IMD has warned of light rain in the capital, with thunderstorms and hail expected later in the day. The rains are likely to be accompanied by chilly winds, intensifying the ongoing cold wave. Archaeologists have unveiled significant findings at Hanoi's Kinh Tien Palace, located in the Thang Long Imperial Citadel, Vietnam. The Thang Long Heritage Conservation Center and the Institute of Archaeology shared results from their 2024 excavation. The discoveries provide critical insights into the layout of the 15th century palace. Key findings include rectangular column bases arranged symmetrically, confirming the grand structure's 9-bay design. That's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can get the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen. Download it now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. From all of us here in New Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.